Cryptic stories only told unending. Teach me what we shouldn't know.
What is going on? What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to Horror Hounds episode 4. We are talking some horror hidden gems here tonight, and you guys know my co-host Mike. What is up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot. Just fucking exhausted.
But and we also got a very special guest tonight to chat about these horror hidden gems with us. It's the one and only Cody Leach. What's going on, Cody?
Huh? Can't hear you. Just giving you shit for that intro, but no, I'm good, guys. How are you?
Be prepared. What a way to start the stream, Cody. Yeah. I guess I didn't test that one.
That's all good.
But before we get into the horror hidden gems, I've got a couple of predetermined topics before we get started. But since these guys have seen it, so they're going to go ahead and take the spotlight. So, Return to Silent Hill. Oh, boy. Yep, these guys got some... Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see it because my local theater didn't play it. Shocker. But
thank God
either way. Yeah, I'm not traveling to go see it. But Cody, since you're the guest tonight, take it away, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I like Silent Hill quite a bit. I'm definitely more of a Resident Evil guy, but I've got a good little relationship with the games. The first one was my first survival horror video game that I ever played, so it's got a special place in my heart. Scared the shit out of me, and yet I couldn't stop playing it. That's like as masochistic as you can get. But love the original. Somehow I missed the second one for a long time, but eventually I did play it. Totally got why it would have been this huge hit, and it's pretty much the fan favorite. The remake came out last year, had a blast with that, and I was really optimistic about the movie because I actually liked the first Silent Hill movie. I haven't seen it in quite a few years, so maybe it wouldn't age so well, but in the pile, like the pile of bodies basically that we have of video game movies that are just absolute garbage, that's one of the few that I think was actually pretty decent. You know, it definitely has its faults, but at least it captured the vibe. It captured the tone of what you want from Silent Hill. And when they announced that this director was coming back after 20 years, mind you, to do the sequel, I was like, huh, that actually, like, that's kind of an inspired choice. You can only learn lessons from 20 years, right? And when they said they were going to directly adapt the second game's actually like a very adaptable story. It'd be better in a miniseries, but I could see a movie succeeding with it. It's got a lot of depth to it with things that are like under the surface. But if you strip away the right things, condense the right things, I could see a movie version of that story. So I was really optimistic. And then they started to release some of the production stills. And I was like, that wig looks like it costs about $3. What is going on here? And the trailer eventually came out. I kind of fingered through it a little bit. I tried not to watch too many trailers anymore. And I was like, well, I mean, it kind of looks all right. Maybe it'll be fine. And I mean, as much as you can hate a movie, it's kind of a strong word. I really did not like this film at all. I don't think it worked at all as a movie, and I think it was even less successful at being an adaptation of the game. It's really poorly paced. For some reason, they decide to put all these flashback sequences in here that aren't even a part of the game, so I don't know why they felt the need to add them. That just, you'll be in the middle of a really dark, creepy, eerie sequence, and then the main character will like see something and he's like, oh, this thing here reminds me, and then he'll have a little flashback to something with his girlfriend, and so it just keeps like jerking you out of the horror to put you in this harshly lit flashback like 4 or 5 times. And they decide to trim and cut so many things to where it really only leaves the main character's storyline and character arc intact somewhat, which could have almost succeeded, but they fundamentally fuck up the 2 most important pieces of his story. One is his motivation for why he's being there, which they take who is his dead wife in the video game, and they tell you that from the beginning. That's the whole supernatural concept, is my wife has been dead for 3 years. I'm still distraught over it. And then I get this random letter saying, come to Silent Hill, I'm here. and his
Mm-hmm.
refusal to accept it, his hope that maybe she's still out there, brings him to this horrific fucking city. In the movie, it's like his extended fling. It's like a girlfriend, and they don't even tell you that she's dead. They save it for like a weird second act reveal that's like so you're like, why are you acting like she's not dead? This is dumb. So they fucked that up, and then I'm not going to get into the twist ending, just in case anybody hasn't actually played the game or wants to see the movie. But there is a fundamental piece of his story that is a plot twist reveal that they completely changed, and it takes all the bite away from it, takes all the effect away from it. So that, and then if you just wanted to pick it apart as an adaptation, it was just weird. It's like all the things you decided to change didn't need to be changed. All the things that you got rid of were very vital to the story. Some of the things that you kept were just like random images, like Pyramid Head grabbing a different monster. It's like, oh, we had to have that in there, but the stuff that's actually important to the story, it was rough. It was rough to get through. I won't keep talking because otherwise I'll take over the whole thing. But whenever I dislike something for some reason, I get motor mouth. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. I was massively disappointed.
Yeah. You know, I'm completely with you. I went in with modest expectations, like you said. It looked kind of cheap. But you know, it's Silent Hill 2, of course. You know, it's, if you know the game, you know the story, it is definitely a worthy story to put onto like the big screen. And for, you know, the budget, it seemed like it was kind of reasonable, but for whatever reason, they just take like what is a grounded supernatural story and make it so much more than what it actually is. And not to mention changing so many aspects that just like ultimately lead to nothing in the movie just to get to the same place. It's just like there was no point in what they were trying to do. The acting was pretty rough. The one thing I can really say that, you know, it isn't the worst video game adaptation is that it wasn't directed by Uwe Boll. So there's that. But yeah, sadly, it's only marginally better than that Revelation movie. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
One of my favorite things is they actually thought it was going to be like some kind of a twist reveal where you have the same actress playing 3 different characters, and they're like, surprise, guys, they're all the same person, and it's like, no shit.
Yep. It's
exactly
so
hide
obvious too. Yeah, they all have the same voice too. It's like, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were gonna do that, you should have used some prosthetic work or do some voice modulate, do something to try to hide it. But it's literally like putting a wig on me and I talk the same. And it's like, did you catch it? It's like, yeah, bitch, I caught it pretty quick. You didn't have to put 4 names on a tombstone to spell it out for me.
Exactly. It's just wild that they took this budget and it's just like, this is something I could do with like $5 and some spare change and a cheeseburger. Like, come on. Yeah. the result, at least. I don't know about telling the story properly, but like considering I could just go find a wig, slap it on my head, change my voice just a little bit, take the game characters, the game models, just slap it onto the screen and call it a day. I'd get like the same thing. But they spent $20 million on it.
I think a lot of that went into VFX, unfortunately. But,
and they still look like shit.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
It kind of looked like, though, a lot of it was filmed on a green screen.
It is. And you can tell because of how harsh the lighting is. That was one of the things, like, just as a film, I hated the way that it looked right from the beginning, because like I used to use green screens a lot, and one of the difficulties with that is you do have to light every angle of your body because you got to get rid of all the shadows behind you. So it's supposed to be this dark, decrepit, like ash-filled town, and yet the characters are just like totally pristine lit because they've got these harsh lights shining the screen behind them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't speak on it like I said before since I haven't seen it yet, but no, I can't say anything else. But yeah, for anyone that's watching in the chat, what did you guys think of Return to Silent Hill? Please let us know your thoughts in the chat. Let's go on to some recent horror watches. Let's talk about some let's talk about some good ones at least.
Okay.
But I'll have to pull up my letterbox quick. So
Let's just go on like a little circle here.
Just a little
talk
circle, yeah.
about-
Like name like,
Yeah.
What I did not finally check out last night the new Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Hell yeah.
Since it finally came to streaming, and I loved it.
Mhm.
It's easily the best in the entire franchise. But even us saying that, we're like that. I can't really explain it. It's like that. It makes people sound like a broken record because it's literally the best one, like without question.
Yeah, it's not much competition, unfortunately.
That's what I should have said. Like,
Yeah,
like you're literally not bringing much competition here.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I like what they did with Billy, kind of making him like a Dexter like character, kind of having that inner voice like Venom,
Mhm.
and just that whole sequence when he's fighting the Nazis was.
I was so upset they actually marketed that before the movie came out and put that. I don't know if it was in the
Oh.
trailer or they put like an
No.
extended like sneak peek or whatever. Because I saw that at the premiere at Fantastic Fest, and that was the sequence that got the biggest crowd reaction because you don't expect it. He's there for one person, and all it has this little
Yeah.
gimmick where it shows like their name or whatever. And then whenever it does it, like if I remember correctly, it like crosses it out and it's like all Nazis or something like that, and you're like, ah, like the whole theater was like, let's fucking go. Shame
No,
whenever they
luckily,
take something like that,
yeah.
they're just like, oh, expect this.
yeah. No, luckily I was able to avoid the trailers, and
Mm-hmm.
me and my buddy went to go see it, and we had like that exact same reaction.
Yeah, it's again. I wish I
That's
could have seen it in theaters because that would have been so much fun.
Mhm.
I thought Rowan
Mhm.
Campbell was the perfect person to play as Billy. I'm just coming fresh off of Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
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 If they want to do a sequel, go for it. I'm there.
Yeah. And I actually think that Ruby Modine did a really great job too, because she's like the side character, but you could argue she steals the movie in a lot of ways. And we're not going to get into spoilers or anything like that, but like you said, if they do a sequel, I think that she's got enough strength for what she does in the first one, where there's a lot of things you could do with their characters, with both of them coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. So, but I think my only like little gripe with it is that with some of the effects, like when he gets like the certain flashback with Billy and how he got the whole inner voice monologue to himself, that was kind of that you can definitely tell it's a low budget with some of the effects, like for sure. But still had a great time with it. So yeah, loved it.
Yeah, that was a really good one. I enjoyed that one.
So
Yeah.
and it makes me kind of pissed that I did my best of list already, because that would have made it onto that list, like if I didn't do it already.
Yeah.
But what of it? All right, Mike. What about you, man?
All right. So, I checked out a movie called Nightbreed. It's the Clive Barker movie. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but it was like, it kind of a really solid mix of fantasy and horror.
Which
And
cut did you watch?
I watched I think I watched the theatrical cut, which
I've only seen
Yeah.
the director's cut.
and I did look up what the changes were in the director's cut, and I definitely seems like the director's cut is better, so I definitely want to watch that soon. But I really enjoyed the theatrical cut. Even I don't know, the director's cut is the preferred cut, right?
I haven't seen both cuts in a very long time. I watched the theatrical when I was a kid and really liked it, but I remember this was probably like 9 years ago. There was a big deal with like Shout Factory or something where they had got the original negatives and remastered the original intended vision of it, and it's a pretty significantly different film, and that's the only one that I've seen since being a kid when I bought that set. So it's one of those it's one of those where like the director basically disowns the film that everybody saw, and then they get their own. So it's worth checking out both if you liked the theatrical.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out soon. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. really good practical effects. I mean, obviously Clive Barker, what that guy did for horror and effects in general is just like it's example worthy of what to do, like textbook definition. This is what you need to do for practical effects. So I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. If I'm not mistaken, I think that there's still like whenever that came out, there's still some things that Clive Barker wishes were in it. I don't know if they were just lost or were never able to be shot or something, but that was one that as a kid, David Cronenberg's Mask always stuck with me. That weird little, serial killer thing that he had. That, and I always remember the one line, I don't know the character's name, but he's the one that's almost like got like, I think he's got braids or something, and he's like, he's not Nightbreed, he's meat. I always remembered that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's a good one.
I do know Clive Barker loved to direct like movies that he wrote like the original stories for, because Hellraiser was his, Nightbreed was his. I don't remember what the original story was called, but it was his. And then was it Lord of Illusions was his other one that he did?
Yep.
Have I seen that one? I might have seen that.
In Lord of Illusions, you've got that sequence where the guy's strapped to the wheel and they're throwing knives. So if you remember that, you've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have seen that one. Yeah, I really like, what he's done for horror. So, I might need to dive into some of his books, because I am actually a pretty big reader, honestly. And Hellbound Heart, which is Hellraiser, is like one of my favorite books. It's nice, concise, short. So definitely need to check those stories out.
Have you ever seen The Midnight Meat Train? And I promise it's not a porno.
I have not.
It's not directed by Clive Barker, but it's based on his short story or his novel or whatever. That one's a pretty cool one to check out. It's Bradley Cooper before he was a star. You got Vinnie Jones in there. There's this big hulking guy that kills people on this train, and Bradley Cooper is like a photographer or a journalist or something like that who's trying to like from the background like investigate it, and it goes into some pretty wild directions. I
mean, Sully in the chat literally just said what you just said, Cody. So there you go.
That's our boy. What's up, Sully?
Oh yeah, and also want to say what's up to Eli, and says don't forget to slash that like button and sub to all these awesome channels. Thank you, good sir.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. So,
we got a good number of people in here tonight. All right.
Yeah, we got a lot. Let me see. There's another one I did watch. Oh yeah, I finally checked out. I mean, I checked this out before the last episode, but I did watch Curry Barker's movie, Milk and Cereal, on his channel.
Hell yeah.
You said it best, Cody, in one of your videos talking about Obsession. He is one fucked up dude.
Oh, you haven't seen shit yet.
You think Milk and Cereal's like Obsession.
The fucking intro course. Obsession has some very deranged shit in it, and
I can't wait for that movie.
Yeah, that's a guy. Like I said, like I try my best to speak my honest feelings without risking overhyping it and ruining the experience for other people, because I know how easily that can happen. But Obsession is going to be one of those movies that when it releases wide, the horror community is going to just be obsessed, no pun intended, for at least a couple of weeks, because it's solid as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, but do you got any other one? But Cody, do you got any ones that you watched recently?
I haven't watched any older films recently, but I just watched on Saturday Sam Raimi's new film Send Help that comes out on Friday, and I fucking loved that. Now, I would hesitate to call it horror. It definitely has horror elements in there. But for me, I almost felt like it was a dark comedy with some horror and some thriller pieces in there, which was a nice, refreshing thing. So what I liked about it was, we haven't seen Sam Raimi do something like this, like a rated R type movie in like 20 years. So it's like those of us that are fans, it's like a long time coming. What I liked about it was throughout most of the movie and on its surface, it's not really like a Sam Raimi type of premise. It's just you have, for those that don't know, you have Rachel McAdams, you got Dylan O'Brien. Rachel McAdams is this very awkward, nerdy, very hardworking person in this company who gets used and abused. Basically, she's gives all the hard work, doesn't ever get a promotion, and Dylan O'Brien's the asshole CEO who just kind of like berates her. And so they go on this work trip and the plane crashes. They're the only two survivors and they're stuck on this remote island. And she's got all the survivor skills because she's literally a survivor fanatic and he's like a giant pussy and doesn't know how to do anything. And so it just kind of like it switches that power dynamic. So it's a really fun, like darkly comedic scenario that is so easy to identify with because unfortunately, I think most people that have ever had a job have had a boss like that. And they're like, man, if I could just get that motherfucker on an island somewhere. But so it's a great setup, but it doesn't immediately lend itself to Sam Raimi style. You're like, well, how this is a pretty tame, pretty like realistic, grounded type concept. And then he finds ways to inject that Sam Raimi nastiness, bodily fluids, a little bit of splatterfest in there. And it's so much fun. So it almost in a lot of ways was like Sam Raimi kind of coming back to his roots. And in another way, it was almost like him maturing as a filmmaker where it's like, I'm not just going to do like Evil Dead, Drag Me to Hell. I'm actually going to do like a story with this really strong character arc, but I'm going to pause to do the shit that you all want. And so I really, really enjoyed that one.
I plan to go see that one on Friday night. I'm going to go see Iron Lung tomorrow, Markiplier's movie, which I'm really excited about, but send help. Give it to me.
Hell yeah. I was supposed to go see Sent Help on Saturday, and then I got snowed in. So, yeah. Northern Indiana weather is a pain in my ass. So, in terms of other stuff that I watched, I don't know if you'd really count it as a horror movie, but there's some pretty horrific shit going down in it. Primal Fear. Loved that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
one of my faves.
Finally watched that one for the first time. I don't know what took me so long, but it was great. Checked out Cube, the Canadian movie. Really solid. There's a lot of really like great practical effects in that one. Very few and far between, but it was solid. Kept like a lot of memorable visuals in there. Heard the sequels are pretty awful, but
yeah, I've never seen that one. I've always heard about it. It was like Saw before Saw was a thing, from what people started to say.
Yeah,
it's cool. I want to say it's on a couple of like free with ads streaming services if you want to check it out. But
yeah.
And then one I was mentioning to Luke briefly before we started here, and I wanted to mention it briefly. I've been trying to watch for like a couple of years now. There's like that disturbing movies iceberg that everyone talks about, and me and a couple of our buddies, we were doing like a little like watch party for a couple of things. We were watching, like, starting off soft, we were watching Lake Mungo and like Sinister and shit like that. So it was like the top level stuff. And then we moved to like Cannibal Holocaust and stuff like that, and like Serbian films. So we've gotten through some shit. Yeah, we've gotten through some shit. Yeah. And I decided recently to kind of go off on my own and watch a couple of movies. And I checked out Megan's
That means he likes it, guys. That means he's like, I'm going to watch some shit by myself. This is fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to, oh yeah. Yeah. Seeing a turtle's head get chopped off. Oh yeah. Give me more of that. Okay. No. So we got, Megan is Missing. I was able to check that one out. And, oh man, that, I don't even know how to describe this movie. It's a little icky, to say the least. Um,
Yeah, I'm not really like
Yeah.
I don't know what Megan is Missing is, and I've never had the desire to brave a Serbian film, but I don't know what it is. I just that whole call it subgenre of horror, the video nasties, the super
Mhm.
nihilistic, like fucked up movies. They just don't interest me. And it's always such an interesting debate that you get into when you say stuff like that, because some people are like, horror should do that. Horror should horrify you and make you feel
Mhm.
sick and all this stuff. I'm like, yes and no. Like, yes, it should, but I gotta enjoy myself on some level. Otherwise, what the fuck are we
Yeah.
doing here? And so, like, the
Yeah.
furthest that I've gone recently was my podcast co-host Chuck. His favorite movie of all time is Eden Lake, and I've known enough about Eden Lake, but I never watched it. And then, yeah, I watched it a couple of weeks ago so that I could bribe him into watching F1. It's not exactly a fair trade, by the way. I got fucked on that
No.
deal. But anyway, yeah, I watched Eden Lake and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower and say a prayer or something. Like, this is fucked up. Like, you get to the end of that movie and it's just like, oh, what? Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, just
You
no
know,
hope,
the only
no hope,
thing-
no relief whatsoever.
The only thing about diving into that iceberg of movies is like every single one I have to space out myself like for like a week or something.
Yeah.
Like that going into
Yeah.
it. I don't even remember the last one I watched before this, but it was pretty fucked up. And then Megan is Missing it's definitely like you said, it makes you feel sick to your stomach.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself for not barfing by the time that movie was over, because that movie was fucking disgusting. Holy shit. It's one of those where it like the actual extreme horror is like the last 20-ish minutes and it's all found footage. Most of it's like a screen life movie. So it's like capturing Zoom calls and whatnot.
you know what's funny is
And
I
then-
don't like found footage at all, but I actually really enjoy the screen life movies. Everyone that I've ever
Yeah.
watched, I like them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like the Unfriended
You know,
movies, I really enjoy. Searching and Missing, even Mercy, we were talking about before we went live.
Mhm.
So I don't know what it is about that style that works for me. Whereas found footage, I'm like, bleh, go away.
Yeah. I'm cool with both of them. Found footage, usually I don't ever get like sick watching a movie. So, actually, funnily enough, I was going to mention when we were talking about Return to Silent Hill, I've never usually been sick watching a movie, but for whatever reason, the editing in that movie made me feel nauseous coming out of the theater.
It's rough. Yeah.
Yeah. So going into this, getting to Megan's Missing again. Like I said, the ending, that shit was extreme as hell. I watched some shit that I wish I had never seen. It was fucking disturbing as hell.
I think the two furthest I've gone, honestly, like in regards to like really, really fucked up horror, is either Funny Games or The House That Jack Built. And I did not like either one of those movies at all. Like, especially The House That Jack Built. I'm just not a Lars von Trier guy.
Yeah, me either.
Like, I watched like Melancholia, the movie with Kirsten Dunst that he did, and I was so conflicted on it. And especially after I watched The House That Jack Built, I was like, I don't care about watching any more of his films, because this was way too much for me.
It was extreme, but I was into The House That Jack Built until like the last 15 minutes. As soon as it started to go into like that super weird, surrealist, metaphoric shit, I was just like, and you lost me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that I can understand, because I actually really enjoyed that movie. Weirdly enough, I mean, not enjoy is not the way to put it.
No.
I really like that movie. Something about that movie is like super, not to sound psychotic by any means, but it's fascinating diving into the mind of this blatantly fucked up dude.
Yeah.
And how he views like killing people as an art.
Mhm.
And I think it's really neat the way that Lars von Trier was able to capture it. And the first time watch, I definitely was with you, Cody, with like the metaphorical hell. It's just like, it kind of lost me, but for the most part, I still enjoy the movie. It's like a long movie to not just just say like, oh yeah, the last 15 minutes is just like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe this wasn't entirely necessary, but the majority of the movie is like solid.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like.
But last one we'll cover before we get to the hidden gems is one that is kind of like what you were saying, Mike, with not really being a horror film, but like the situation itself is very horrifying. I rewatched one of my all-time favorites, Buried, with Ryan Reynolds, where he's
Nice.
buried in a coffin 6 feet under, only has a cell phone and a lighter. That's it.
Mhm.
Like, oh, dude, that movie just makes me really feel uneasy, but it's such a damn good movie. And like Ryan Reynolds just never gets enough credit for the dramatic side of his talent. Like everyone always remembers him for like Deadpool, but then you get movies like the Amityville Horror remake and Buried that actually showcase like the serious side of his talent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, phenomenal film.
All right.
Just pop up a couple comments here before we move on to the next one. Yep. The one with Matt Dillon. Found footage film I really enjoyed is The Sacrament. I've never seen The Sacrament.
I've never seen that one
I
either.
have either, no.
Sully says his most recent horror hidden gem is Deadstream. I like that one a lot too.
Oh, The Sacrament is Ty West. Yep, that's on my watch list.
Oh, okay.
I'm intrigued.
I'll put that on my radar then.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Time to talk about some horror hidden gems. So, how this will work, we're just going to go around in a circle, just say one film and then move on to the next. So, Mike, want to go ahead and start us off?
Fuck it, why not? I just realized I have a couple of movies we already mentioned on here. So I had House That Jack Built. I put that on here. I put that on here as just a trigger for Luke.
Bro.
First one I actually wanted to mention, The Changeling. I watched this for the first time last year. It's got George C. Scott. Not what I was expecting. I was going in. I was thinking it was like a body horror movie or something like that. And it's a really, really solid haunted house story. And there's some really, really creepy visuals. It's not gory by any means, but there is some haunting imagery that I don't think I'll ever be able to, take out of my brain. But it was really cool. It creeped me the fuck out. So yeah, and few movies do that for me. So yeah,
that's one of the best haunted house movies for sure. Just the ball.
Yep.
All right, Cody, what's one that you got?
Hopefully I'm not going to steal one of your answers because I see it behind you there. But my go-to is always Frailty. That's always the one that I throw out
right
first.
Here.
I love that movie so much. It's people debate if it's a hidden gem because horror fans tend to know it, but it's absolutely a hidden gem if you're not a horror nut. I can promise you, because everybody I talk to has never heard of that fucking movie. But it came out and just kind of quietly. I remember my dad rented it from V8 from Blockbuster or whatever, and we watched it not knowing what the hell it was. And for a movie that is so reserved with what it shows you, like Bill Paxton's the director of it and one of the leads in it, but he doesn't really show any gore. Like it's not a gratuitous movie whatsoever, and yet it's so effective. Like knowing what he's about to do, hearing the sounds of it, watching his son's reactions is all you need. And it's one of the best showcases of that. But it's just a great story of like dynamic between a father and a son, especially between two brothers, where one totally falls in line, the other one pushes back. It brings up a lot of interesting questions and angles to go with religion and everything like that. And it's one of the only movies, maybe the only movie I can think of, where there's multiple twist endings and everyone makes the movie better. Usually if a movie goes for multiple twists, they'll nail one of them and then it starts to get a little stupid and it gets like, all right, you went too far now. But that one just hits. Bill Paxton's performance is great in it. Matthew McConaughey's in it back before he got super big too, and he's great. So yeah, that's like a 5 out of 5 classic of all time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We both have to thank you for that one as well. Introduced this to it. So hell yeah.
Next one for me. Also want to thank Cody for this one as well for introducing me to it. Session 9.
That was next on my list. You son of a bitch. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
And I did not know for a while until you said it that it was a TV movie. Like it kind of looked like, just from the poster, like an actual like theatrically released scary movie. But
Yeah.
I love a good like asylum style movie that actually makes you feel like unsettled, like creeped out. And I think with what Brad Anderson, the director of the film, was able to bring to that table was just amazing. Like it's really creepy. Like it actually like puts you like in the asylum, and you're just like, I want to fucking get out of here. Like you're that creeped out by it. But it's so good.
One of the most atmospheric horror movies ever. I mean, just the shot when it's daylight, when they're just walking into this asylum for the first time, while the guy's showing them all the work that has to be done, and it's got that shot where he looks down the hallway, and it's just this fucked up, decrepit hallway, and this nasty little wheelchair that's like all deteriorated in the back. Like just the slow zoom on that, you're just like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, no.
Yeah. But
Or when the guy's running down the hallway and the lights are coming off behind him, and it's almost like darkness is chasing him. Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah,
Spooky shit.
so good though. Yeah.
The voice recordings too. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Gordon.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
That is one creepy ass movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I want to thank you for that one there, Cody. That's
Hell yeah.
a fantastic movie. So
Change the
Mike.
name of this episode to Badass Shit Cody recommended to us.
might as well.
I had one on
There
here.
you go.
I had one on here that also Cody recommended, but yeah, hey, I'm not gonna do another one.
3 for
Fuck.
3.
Let's go. Actually, there's another one. Just going through my iPhone notes. There we go. Yep. Okay, let's talk about Cobweb. Because holy shit. I remember actually another movie that Cody recommended. What? What? Yeah, so I remember
It's a
seeing
testament that I
Cody's...
do pretty well. I do a good job.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember I was in a car ride from going to see Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Cody's video pop up on my feed, and I was just like, what the fuck is this movie? And talking about Cobweb, and really intrigued me. So whenever it came out on Blu-ray, I was like, hey, let's check it out. It was like $15. Bought it, and I sat down. It was like 11 o'clock at night, watched it. And my God, that's another one that actually like kind of creeped me out. Just the visuals alone with, Anthony Starr and Lizzie Kaplan. They do a fantastic job. And everyone's always talking about Anthony Starr being so good from The Boys.
1 second.
Yet,
And our final guest has popped in tonight. It is my buddy Jacob Hubbard.
Hello, everybody. I am sorry to be late. Augusta, Georgia can have some awful traffic. Oh, boy. Luke, Mike, Mr. Cody Leach, the one, the only. It is so good to meet you.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
sorry to barge into the whole conversation. Continue what's going on. I'll jump on in. I understand what the testament is. That's
Gotcha.
not right.
Mhm. We're going around the circle, and we're talking about all the awesome movies that I've recommended over the years.
yes.
I told Luke to save a certain movie. I'm glad he made a certain picture out of it. So go ahead.
Anyways.
So yeah, I was gonna say Anthony Starr. Everyone always talks about how good he is in The Boys, but in this movie, I think he delivers the performance just about as good as he is in The Boys. He is disturbing, he's menacing, and the twist that this movie takes, I thought was fucking insane. And a lot of people say the last little bit is a little, it's kind of just like running its wheels. My only issue is the last 30 seconds of the movie, where it kind of just leaves things as like an open ending. That's the only thing I didn't really care for, but I really enjoyed that movie. It was so damn good.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that one was frustrating because it got I don't remember if it was just such a limited release or they gave it a shit release date. They did something with it. or maybe it was that it came out the weekend of Oppenheimer and Barbie and just got lost in everything.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
It
it
was-
wasn't in any theaters. It was
Yeah,
that same
yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one where I was just like, this is really good. Like, this sucks that nobody's gonna know what the hell this is. So that was a solid one. And if you like Anthony Starr in this and in The Boys, check out Banshee, because that's a show that he did years ago. That is awesome. I've never had a single person check that show out and not come back loving it.
Yeah.
I actually used to
begging me to watch it. So.
oh, it's good. I mean, do you know the
Again,
premise?
thank you for that one, Cody.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a great show.
So there's a big fight scene in the second episode where he fights a literal MMA fighter, and I used to it was my thing where when I was at work, if somebody seemed like they liked that show, I would just show them that fight scene, and like clockwork, within a week they'd come back to be like, dude, I'm on season 3, it's awesome, and I'm like, yeah.
That show was filmed. There's season 2, the premiere. There's like a scene where I guess someone's like trying to rob like an armored truck. That scene was filmed 10 minutes away from me.
Ooh,
Nice, dude.
Yeah. But I've never seen
Nice.
it because it came out when I was little. What was like 2013, 2011? I don't remember when the show came out. But
Yeah.
basically, for me, I was so young that the show premiered. I think it was on Cinemax, and my mom had locks on the screen because Cinemax after 10 o'clock wasn't regular movies. So my mom would not allow me to like even touch that show. But I've never fully seen it.
It's a great one, dude.
Change that, guys. It's time to change that.
Yeah.
The perks of living in Georgia. Damn you, Jacob.
I don't technically live in Georgia, but I just came from there. My God.
All right, Cody. What's another one you got?
All right. I'm going to bring, I don't know if I've even talked about this one before. So there's a movie that I don't remember how I got introduced to it. It was a straight to video movie, but it was before he kind of had this big resurgence in his career with Yellowstone, Kevin Costner. It's called The New Daughter. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Are you familiar with it?
It sounds very familiar.
It's a pretty good one. It's kind of like a little bit like The Descent ish, where you and take that loosely. It's just as far as the monsters, but you have Kevin Costner who moves his 2 kids to this little farmhouse, and the daughter finds this weird little mound out on the property somewhere, and there's some kind of creatures that live inside this mound. And so as the creatures kind of start to descend on the house and target it and figure out what's going on, like the daughter's kind of being consumed, and it's a really creepy movie. There's a number of points where you get a really solid jump scare. Of course, Kevin Costner's awesome. And what I like about it was it kind of takes some ballsy turns for the way that it decides to wrap up its story. And for some people, it's going to turn them off. But for me, it's like sometimes I like going the way that you don't expect and kind of depriving you of the satisfaction that you think you want without saying too much. And so that's one that if you like The Descent, those type of monsters, even like Signs, I would say it's like The Descent mixed with Signs to a certain degree.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. And yeah, it's straight to video, so manage your expectations with budget and everything like that. But I always thought that movie was really solid.
Yeah,
That's in for sure.
yeah, it's a pretty good. That's a good one.
Mhm.
So, Jacob, what's one that you got?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm late to the party, but I might as well just steal the thumbnail because, listen, I don't know if you guys have this conversation yet, but when I look at hidden gems for me and like movie reviewers and people in the film community and like horror fans, like it's such a hidden gem, but like I could go talk to 10 of my friends now, and I said this movie, they wouldn't know it. So I have to say it. Abigail is one of the greatest horror movies to come out in this decade, in my opinion. It truly has changed my life for the positive. Meeting the entire cast, going to my first horror convention, going to multiple one, and meeting them made me like inspired to create my own short film. So the reason why I even bring it up is because if you look at the box office, it really didn't do great, and it sucks so bad. Because I remember when it came out, that everyone I talked to, I brought my friend to see it, and I did the one rule. I was like, all right, don't watch a trailer, don't watch a poster, because I mean, yes, the trailer, whatever, don't give a fuck. Anyways, if you watch that movie and you don't know anything about it, I truly feel like those first 50 minutes where people playing it slow, I think it builds great character. So yes, it is a popular new movie, because like when I go to a horror convention, I see little girls dressed up like Abigail all the time. So obviously it's become in the horror community. But like I said, when it comes to hidden gems, I think it's become that because it's such like one of those little films that like when I tell people to watch it, they really enjoy it. And so, man, after the stream, I do want to show Cody something that Luke and Mike already know. So, but I'll show you after the stream. Oh, you'll like it. You'll like it.
Yeah, I loved Abigail so much. I mean, I knew I was gonna like it. I enjoyed those guys' movies, the concept. I'm a vampire whore, so I saw the premiere of that whenever I was in New Orleans for the Overlook Film Festival. It was the closing film, but I did not expect to love it to the degree that I did, where it was just like this was everything that I wanted plus more. It was so funny. All the characters were outstanding. The gore and everything was like so over the top and clearly CGI, but like in a way that it works.
Yeah.
And which is very rare. So yeah, I loved it. And I could not wait to take my dad, because my dad's one of those kind of like cynical older guys that's just like they don't make them like they used to. And I'm like, dude, you just got to know what to watch. Good thing you got a son that can do all the hard work for you. But anyway, so I texted him and I was like, we're gonna go see Abigail. It comes out this date. Don't watch anything. And I did that for two reasons. One, because I wanted to get like a litmus test, because I like what it sounds like you were. I was very frustrated with the online, like the trailer ruined the movie.
It did.
I didn't understand that at all. And so I wanted to get a litmus test of like, okay, if I bring somebody in blind, does it make that big of a difference? And I'm here to tell you, like my dad, within about 10 minutes, like he didn't know she was a vampire specifically, but he's like, there's something fucked up with that little girl. Like it's not like they're really hiding that. But also because I knew that he would love it. And of all the movies that I have taken him to or recommended to him in the last 5-6 years, that one's clearly the one that he liked the most, because he bought the Blu-ray. Him and my mom have watched it multiple times. And like you said, like I always push back on that argument about the first, 45 minutes is boring and slow because you already know the twist. And it's like, for me, not only does it build great characters, but if you know that she's the vampire, she's the source of all the evil, she's the one doing all the killing, it's almost got like a slapstick nature to it, where you're watching them just accuse everybody else and go down all these horrible rabbit trails where they're like, it's the gangster guy, he's here, it's the mafia guy, he's here, and this guy's in on it, and you're just waiting for the shoe to drop where they realize no, they're locked in with a monster. But yeah, I love that movie so much. I got a chance to talk with Kevin Durand very briefly after Clown in a Cornfield at South by Southwest, and that was the one thing I told him. I was like, Abigail was my #1 movie last year. You were fucking awesome in it.
Yeah, like I've actually met all the cast besides Dan Stevens and the guy who plays Mr. Wiggles, but it was one of those movies where it really, like, when I saw it, I was like, I wouldn't change a thing in this movie. It made me go to horror conventions. It made me do stuff that like I would never do, because like that movie like was so inspiring to me. Yeah. And unfortunately, to end on a bad note, because you have a really good following. I don't know if you know that, Cody, but in my following, people gave me a great death threat saying, why are you copying Cody, his favorite movie? Because I am just one of those people that really liked it, and me and you had it on #1s, and people were like, you're wrong, Cody's right. I was like, all right, appreciate it, have a nice day.
Don't be those people. Don't do that.
No.
That's ridiculous.
13 years on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
People be crazy.
Yeah, but my answer is Abigail, to answer that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Next one I'm going to talk about is another one that's behind me. I literally just rewatched this. I wanted to save it for here because I literally just rewatched it before we started streaming. Brain Scan. So basically, Edward Furlong gets himself involved in this like interactive video game that is run by the Trickster, and it's basically video game hell. Like it's a unique enough concept that I don't feel like we get enough of nowadays. Like when it comes to like flat out horror films, and the idea of the Trickster and like what they decide to do is really cool. you can definitely tell it's dated because of some of the effects, like the way that the trickster opens his mouth like towards the end of the film, and like some of those like green screen effects, like when Edward Furlong goes to hell.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, I can tell that's filmed in front of a green screen. Like it's so noticeable.
Mhm.
But the ideas that it tries to go for, like, you know, a video game style horror film, I think is actually really, really cool. And something that I think could work better if they do a modern remake. They just have to be able to give it the budget. So
Yeah, my buddy CP turned me onto that one quite a few years ago. I introduced him to Trick or Treat from 1986, and then he saw that and he's like, "Have you ever seen Brain Scan?" They're similar-ish movies. One's very 80s metal, the other one's like 90s video game. But yeah, that's a neat little hidden gem for sure. I haven't rewatched it anytime soon. I'm due for one, but it's a cool one.
yeah.
I gotta watch
So-
that one still.
If you guys do want to watch it, it is on streaming. It is streaming on Tubi. So
Mm.
Gotta
There you
love
go.
Tubi.
Oh, yeah.
To be.
well, recently they've been adding in a lot of really good stuff on there.
Mhm.
So
I don't go on.
Tubi's
I
like
don't
the
go on.
only it's like the only streaming service that somewhat captures what it was like to walk the horror section of a video store where you're just like
Yeah.
movie posters.
Mhm.
yeah, but
It was the
but,
most random shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
but here was the weirdest thing before we go on to what Mike's next pick is. They have Prey on there for some reason, even though it's a Hulu exclusive movie. Like that doesn't make sense to me at all. Like
Yeah. I always think it's so weird now that Disney has like fully merged with Hulu, because it used to be Disney Plus was all Disney Channel kids stuff, and then now randomly you'll
Yeah.
see some like really fucked up erotic movie, and you're like right next to Aladdin. You're like, Aladdin.
like you'll see,
yeah,
like you'll
Aladdin
see
or
someone
Serbian
like
film. Which one tonight?
like you'll see Honora on there, and it's like that's not Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's a
They
Disney
added
princess,
Saw.
Luke. Of course, she's a Disney princess.
Oh,
Yeah.
They added Saw on there. I was so thrown off. They had that advertising on like their homepage, and it's like, okay, so The Simpsons,
Mhm.
Aladdin, Mulan, Saw.
I think the one that threw me for a loop was Poor Things. Poor Things was like, and it got the full banner. It wasn't just like you're scrolling through the depths and find that it was like full on, like they advertised the new shit. And it was
page.
like,
like, hey,
like as soon
kids.
as like you go into Disney Plus, it's like Poor Things, like dead center.
Mommy, I want to watch Poor Things.
Oh.
Okay, so
That was
real
pretty
quick,
funny.
I just wanted to say, so I was thinking just recently, my grandpa and I used to go to the movies a shit ton, like over the last couple of years, and recently I got my license. I haven't gone nearly as much as I should have and want to go to the theaters with him, but I was thinking about it. It's like, man, you know, the stories that Cody always tells with his dad going to the theaters and watching, you know, like some classics in the theaters with him
Mhm.
and having like some distinct reactions. It's like, I mean, that's really the same thing with me and my grandpa. And I was thinking, you know, there's a crap ton of movies we've walked out of that are just like, man, that was really, really cool. Abigail being one of them. I showed him the X trilogy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we went to go see Maxine when that came out, and we
That
both
got his
really
blood
enjoyed
pressure
it.
going.
Yeah. yeah. Well, either that or like the crazy amount of salt he puts on popcorn. But
Mhm.
we went to go see Late Night with the Devil, like, you know, just on a whim, and we're both like amazed by that movie. But the one I really wanted to talk about that I don't think anyone talks about anymore, and not really a whole lot of people went to go see in like the mainstream. Speak No Evil, the James Watkins, James McAvoy movie.
Mm.
I was so blown away by this movie because the trailers did absolutely nothing for me. And going into it, I checked out the original movie, and while I definitely didn't love it, I thought it had some cool ideas. It's just, I don't know why we're making a remake so soon. I don't really know. I didn't really know like what there was to try and add in. And this movie like took that and spun it on its head, and I really, really liked what they did. They make the plot of the original movie a lot more fast paced, which I really liked, and there's not nearly as many like "don't do that, you idiot" moments.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to the third act, and it's almost like they turn it into The Raid, and it is so damn cool. I really, really enjoyed that one. I think my grandpa even said like that's one that he talks about like all the time too, and it's just like sitting around the table for like Christmas dinner. It's just like, oh, you know that one movie when we went to go see Mike, that Speak No Evil. It's just like that. It's just yeah. Good job, Grandpa.
Yeah,
that one. Yo, go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, I had a good time with that one too. I wasn't the biggest fan of the original for, per the conversation earlier, just those movies that are just like intended to make you feel awful. Where I'm like, yeah, you did your job. I guess kudos, you're effective, but I don't value the experience I just had. And I was nothing but cynical for the same reasons. I'm like, I didn't like the original, but why do we need a remake so soon? Why do we need an American remake when they speak English? Like, they have accents, but it's not like it's got that subtitle barrier.
Right.
And then Blumhouse was doing it, and I was like, ugh, they're kind of on like a permanent shit list with me for the most part. And the trailers just kind of reinforced all that. We're like, by the second trailer, they're like, here's the whole movie, all the twists, all the big scenes. And when I went to go see it, I was surprised how enjoyable it was. Definitely softer, definitely more Americanized, more action and thrills than gut-wrenching horror. So I get why people are callous to it that are.
Yeah, there's no stones to the forehead. Yeah.
Yeah, well, tongue cutting and stuff like that was for me as a father. I have limits where it's like, now I'm just pissed off and I want to beat the shit out of the parents in the movie. But my favorite thing about that movie was actually after I saw it in theaters. It came out on Blu-ray, and I was watching it with my wife and then my youngest daughter, who's seen a good amount of horror, like nothing too crazy, but like she likes Scream and Chucky and stuff like that, Abigail. And so she started watching it with us, and it's more psychological than the more fantastical slasher stuff that she likes. And so she was actually kind of getting affected by it. She's like, especially with kids being in peril, she was like, I don't like this. And like, she was reacting the whole movie and sitting there, but like glued to the screen. And we're on the couch and she's on the floor in a blanket in front of us, between us and the TV. So all we see is the back of her head when she's like looking at it like this. She's locked in, but like, she's just reacting to the movie. Like, I don't like this. This is too much. I don't like this. And you get to the point, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen the new Speak No Evil. You get to the point where the kid who's got his tongue cut out grabs the rock and beats the skull of James McAvoy to a pulp. And as soon as he's done swinging, she turns to us and she goes, "This is a good movie." We just fucking died because she was an emotional wreck the whole movie. And then she's just like, fuck yeah. And then I was like, yeah, my girl.
You're raising her right, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was going to say, but that's awesome.
That's funny. Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, me too, man. Yeah. All right, Cody, what's another one you got?
So the last one I have on my list is another one that's kind of like Frailty, where everybody in the horror community has heard of it, but most people out in the world have not, and that's Stir of Echoes. It's a Kevin Bacon film, came out same year, around the same time as Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense totally steamrolled it, where that movie is, ubiquitous. Everybody knows Sixth Sense, and almost nobody knows Stir of Echoes, but I actually prefer Stir of Echoes. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but this is a movie that I remember distinctly. We rented it, watched it, loved it. The very next night, kept it an extra night, watched it again. And that was pretty rare, especially when you used to have to pay for extra nights. And Kevin Bacon's awesome in it. He's had a couple ones that were rough, but for the most part, like, he's just, when he goes back to the horror genre, he doesn't fuck around. He picks a really cool project to do. Yeah. So I love his character in this. And it's a really interesting twist on haunted house movies, because it kind of takes like more of a hypnosis and like almost like a clairvoyant type of angle to it, where they unlock something inside of him and now he's able to like see things that nobody else can see. So it's not your traditional like family stuck in a house like Amityville, and like the fucking shutters are rattling and there's blood in the toilet and they're like, oh, that's weird. So it's just him hanging out, seeing these things, and everybody else aside from his kid, is just like, this dude's losing his fucking mind. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. And it turns into a nice little murder mystery that's actually pretty intense when you start to get your answers. It's such a fucking good movie. So that's another one like Frailty, and Session 9 for that matter, that anytime somebody asks me, that's like one of my like Rolodex go-tos where I'm like, have you seen this? Go watch it. That's your answer. Go.
That one,
That's a good one.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh.
My parents, for some reason, have seen it. Don't know how they've seen it. Like them. I'm like, how have you seen it?
Mhm.
And then it's just one of those movies I just haven't sat down and seen it.
Can you say homework?
I just graduated college, so like homework's not in my
He's over
vocabulary.
Too cool.
All right,
that was one. That was one when I first watched it. I remember I was, probably like 15 at the time, and I was sitting down scrolling through Pluto TV. That one, that one reminded me a lot of what it was like scrolling through like cable back in the day, just finding whatever the hell was on cable. And I remember sitting down and watching that. It was like 5 minutes in, and I was just like, "Fuck it, let's watch it." And that one blew me away. Honestly, the editing is really what kind of freaked me out, especially like the filter they put on when they're doing like the background explanation of like what the murder was and whatnot, and the way that like the filters go on, like the further you get into the movie, and Kevin Bacon's like unraveling even more, and it's like starting to dig, and it gets like dirtier and dirtier, and it was just like, oh wow, it was fascinating to me. So I went to some thrift shop like literally the day after, DVD's there, fuck it, grabbed it, went home, watched it. And for whatever reason, the creepiest thing about that movie is the fucking DVD menu for it.
Oh, yeah.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night, too, because I fell asleep watching it for whatever reason. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was on. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I love that movie.
Movie's got one of the best happy accidents ever caught on film too, where he's digging out the backyard and he's all pissed off and just like, the hose won't work, and he goes and he kicks a bucket, and it was just supposed to like kick over, and he kicks it and it busts the window out, and he's just like, he just walks in and just carries on with the scene. It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I gotta wonder how many times something like that could have happened, but the actor reacts to it instead of carrying on, and then you get those brilliant moments where they're like, don't break the scene. They just keep going, and you get this great moment.
Yeah. That's a great film.
Thank you again to Cody for recommending.
There we go. Like Cody said, change it to Horror Hidden Gems with Cody's badass recommendations.
There you go. I try.
I'm so sorry. I haven't seen it, guys. I'm so sorry.
Get around to it, man. It's so good. But
is it easy to get on Blu-ray? Is like one of those I can go on Amazon, like get it?
Should be able to.
I think so. Yeah.
They had a steelbook come out for it, and it was fucking.
Yeah. They just had the 4K come out last year, so that is true. Yes.
Yeah. So Jacob, what's another one you got?
Man, I'm gonna repeat myself as like, sorry, Cody, but like I'm a big vampire guy, and I just think no one ever gives this movie respect, and I think it gets trashed on way too much. So for my hidden gem, I'm going the original TV movie of Salem's Lot. I personally think. That is one of the scariest vampire movies ever. And it is a movie that is due for a better remake. Let me rephrase that. So when I watched the original 1979 TV movie, the window scene terrified me as a kid. That little kid with the smoke is ultrafying, terrifying. I don't even know if that's a word. But basically, another scene in that movie is the guy in the rocking chair. All you hear is him rocking and his shiny eyes, whatever. So as a kid, my dad had an old rocking chair. And one time I came home at night, and I guess my mom planned it out, and they put him in the corner of my house. I opened the door, dark house, and my dad's in the rocking chair sitting there. And he starts, and I was like, no! And I screamed, I cried. And it's all due to Salem's Lot. And I just think it's one of those movies where, yes, it's 3 hours long. Yes, it is very dated, but man, I think if people can just realize like how, like for me personally, I think it is ultra terrifying, the imagery in that movie, and it does deal with like a lot of extra baggage because like that movie is more an adaptation of the book, and that book is a thickum book. And this new movie to me just didn't do its justice and makes me really sad. And as a future hopeful filmmaker, like I would love to take my hands on a real adaptation of Salem's Lot, because I think that original 1979 gets bagged on way too much. So my hidden gem is Salem's Lot, because I think it's easily one of the scariest vampire movies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Banger book.
Have you seen the movie, Cody? Have you seen it?
I've seen it once, but honestly, the only thing that I remember about it was when I watched it. I watched it the night that the election was happening between Donald Trump and Clinton, where it was like, that's how fucking long that movie is too, where as soon as it started, I was like, fuck, I'm not watching that shit. And I just put on Salem's Lot. And then by the time I ended the movie, they had a victor. I was like, holy shit, how long was that movie? So yeah, I'm due for a rewatch. I remember it being very slow and dated for me, while having some cool moments. Like the kid outside the window is iconic, but yeah, it's one that certainly not the best context to watch it, because the only thing I remember is the night. But I really liked the one they had on HBO Max. Was that last year or 2 years ago? I thought that was
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm such a diehard fan of that original that like I just couldn't accept this new version. Like,
I get
it.
Yeah.
It's just it's all the CGI. It felt like, you've said this many times before, Cody, in your videos. It felt like someone said, hey, 2013 James Wan, you're really cool. Let's make every single Insidious movie, every Conjuring movie, every movie in that universe feel and look the same.
Yeah.
Salem's Lot 2024, 2023, whatever it was, it feels that way. It just feels like it's so heavy on CGI. And when I watched that original, like it just, I don't know. I've always, I don't understand the baggage that original gets. So I love that original. It's one of my favorite vampire movies. I love it. I love that movie.
It's interesting that you see a lot of negativity towards it, because I usually feel like the oddball for not being a crazy fan of it. It seems like from my perspective, a lot of people really have a lot of nostalgia for that one.
I mean, I'm
There's
one of those
hope.
people.
There's
I don't.
hope.
I don't have nostalgia
whatever
with that.
algorithm I got, you need to watch that so we can see all the positives. But yeah,
I don't have that nostalgia for the original film. I don't even remember if I've even seen it all the way through. Like, I think it's because maybe one day when I watched it, I was like, I'm so bored. But I did like the remake, like quite a bit. I did like the remake.
I think I like the remake more just because I had it was 2 years ago. So yeah, I was at Fantastic Fest and there was a hurricane that hit here at home. And so I got stuck in Texas an extra day and then came back to 2 days of no power. So that was the pretext to it. Plus everybody and their mother shit all over it before I got a chance to click play. So I was like, ugh. And that was the first thing I watched when we finally got AC back, where I'm like, oh, thank God. Fuck. And I put something on. And I think I just expected the worst thing ever. And I was just like, well, you could definitely feel like there should be an hour longer version of this that could have been amazing.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. Where it's
Yeah.
like, you can tell you're giving me the Cliff Notes version of this story, but I liked it, especially the third act with the movie theater, the drive-in. I thought that was badass.
That was the coolest part of the movie.
Yes.
That was literally that idea is so cool. Like the
Yes.
whole putting them in the trunks, whatever. Cool idea.
Completely original as well.
I say completely
And I'm probably the only one in here who's read the book. And honestly, both versions have their faults.
Yeah.
But I feel like the remake nailed the characters a little bit more than the original.
Really?
But I feel like the scares in the original are better than the remake. I'll
just remake it. I'll just remake it, guys. Okay, I'll fix all the issues.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, I'll do it myself. So I feel about a lot of things, like video game movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me Resident Evil.
I still
Like,
gotta, yeah.
Give me
still gotta watch
Uncharted. Give me Uncharted. I will fix Uncharted
Facts.
like that. God.
I still gotta watch the Rob Lowe miniseries. I've heard that one's not great, but
Yeah.
I still want to watch it as a massive fan of the book. So
Yeah. But another one, I'm going to stick on the topic of vampires. Josh literally brought it up in the chat. It's amongst my favorite vampire movies is Daybreakers.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I tell you, no one talks about that film, and like whenever we talk about like best vampire films, no one brings up Daybreakers.
Yeah.
Such a unique concept, like where basically pretty much the entire human race is basically like decimated, like, and they have basically nothing, pretty much vampires, and Willem Dafoe is one of the only living people, and and basically the vampires are having a blood shortage, and it's kind of funny that it takes place in the year of 2019, but none of that shit even happened.
I'm a vampire. What do you mean?
It kind of reminds me of like, you always get like one of those futuristic films like The Island, where it's like it takes place like during this like 1 year, and then like the years pass and it's like, well, then what was the point?
Yeah.
You know, speaking of that, I'm genuinely surprised the shit that happened in Black Ops 2 campaign did not actually happen in real life.
Yeah.
But anyways.
We were lied to so much throughout our childhood. All the things we're gonna have. It's like, where are the jetpacks, bitch? What's going on here?
Back to the Future lied to me. I'm just letting you all know that. Back to the Future lied to me.
Yeah.
Oh
Yo,
yeah.
How many Jaws movies was that again?
27 or something.
It was like 19, maybe.
Yeah.
What's really funny about Daybreakers, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget this. This sounds so stupid. So Daybreakers was 2009, I believe. And I remember seeing the trailer for that movie in theaters in 2009 when I went to go see the new Twilight. But I
We've all
remember
had that face.
I remember seeing that trailer and being like, that looks better than the movie I'm in. Because my mom loved those movies. So I always went with her because she went to the midnight showings of Twilight. So I always thought it was so cool, the midnight showings, because I mean they're so rare. I mean, they don't even happen now. But like watching that trailer in theaters, I was like, I want to see that. And I've always said to Luke, when me and Luke talk, I absolutely love Daybreakers. I reviewed it in my Halloween reviews a couple years ago, or was it last year? I reviewed it recently.
Yeah, and I think that honestly is the best film that the Spielberg brothers have even come out with. Like because I'm remembering correctly, they did like Jigsaw, which I enjoy, but I know not a lot of people do.
I do not.
The Predestination slander.
But Predestination is fucking great, though. I love me some Predestination.
I love that movie.
But Daybreakers has always been their best movie, and it's always been one of my favorite vampire films ever since I first saw it. And just love that cool futuristic take on a vampire film. Like, I want more movies like that, like futuristic vampire movies.
Hey, don't forget their absolute masterpiece, Winchester.
Oh, fuck. Talk about snooze fest, am I right?
Why does that sound familiar?
Don't even remember
That's
what the hell
isn't
that
that that movie with Jason Clarke?
Oh,
Yeah, the haunted house movie, Winchester.
Yes,
With-
that's
with
a February, January movie. I remember seeing
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember jack shit about it. Like that just tells you how bad it is. But,
Yeah, not great.
yeah, but Daybreakers. If you guys have not seen Daybreakers, go watch it. Go watch it.
Yeah,
but
love that one.
Mike, you got another one?
I mean, I have a shit ton, but you know, ooh, what's a good
If you
one
need
to
time,
talk
I
about?
have one. I have a quick one.
Go ahead.
All right.
It's on Tubi. Actually, I just looked it up. I watched it recently. It's a French movie. I'm not a person that watches a lot of international horror, but I'm gonna say, dang it, phone, pull it up. Where is it? Okay, it's called High Tension. I don't know if anyone's seen this movie. High Tension.
No, I got
Isn't that?
Oh no,
wait,
Cody, no.
That's Alexander Aja, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Listen. My boss said, Jacob, watch this movie because he loves Friday
Your
the
boss is
13th.
an asshole. Go ahead.
Oh.
Just kidding. Go ahead. I'm kidding.
I think he's a pretty cool guy.
You're a pretty cool guy, but your taste sucks. No, I'm kidding.
So he told me to watch it, and I will admit it was gross, but I don't hate the ending. I thought it was different, you know? So I'm gonna say, without spoiling it, if you want to watch High Tension, there is some really gross stuff in it. But the ending for me, I thought was a unique enough idea. Like, I'm not saying this is a classic. I'm just saying, like, if you're into like bloody French movies, then go watch it. But the opening scene with a certain head, I was like, I literally touched my balls. I was like, why? Why am I watching this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a lot of that. It is a movie that all the way up until the last 10 minutes or whatever, it's like, this is really fucking wild. Like, it was, especially for the time, you know, this was back when 2003. So yeah, so this was like pre Saw really happening, Hostel, all that stuff. This was like really one of the first like torture porn type era movies where the violence was just really heightened. The scene that you're talking about is pretty twisted, to say the least. You got a really intimidating killer. Like, it's a really solid movie. But then, while it does have an interesting idea, the way that they execute it is like, you either totally buy into it and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna logic be damned. I like it. I'm gonna go for it. But if you think about it for more than a second, you're like, wait a minute,
Yep.
get the fuck out of here. And so that's unfortunately the side that I land on, where it's like, I have such a disdain for the whole package, because it's like, how do you fumble something that could have been great so hard in the end? And all they had to do is make little changes throughout to make it work. But, you know, have you guys seen it?
I've never seen it.
No.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay, well, we won't spoil it then. But
I'll say this. I'm not as hard as you, Mr. Leach, but I am on the side of it was rushed. It was completely, it's literally in the last 5 minutes that happens. I'm like, oh. And then, like you said, when it's over, I think about like, so how did that and that and that, like,
yeah. I think most of my frustration with it comes from the defenders of the movie, where like, at least you can like, you take the middle ground. You're like, hey, I dig it, but I get it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and die on the island. There's other people that are like, nope, it's perfect. Makes perfect sense. What are you talking about? And I'm like,
I'll say it a C grade. That's my grade. A C.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
See, I've seen 2 of the 4 big like French extremity movies, and I actually just recently watched Irreversible for the first time. So there's that one. Soul's Trenchcoat in the chat was talking about Inside. That movie's fucking nasty, but it's wild. So I've seen those 2, and I need to watch, well, need to is an extent, but High Tension and Martyrs are like the 2 other ones that I've heard are like the bigger French extremity ones. So yeah, I'll watch those soon for the iceberg, you know.
you have fun with that.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna try and talk about one that literally no one talks about. Whittaway, no one talks about.
Whittaway?
Whittaway. So a movie called Dead End I watched last year. In this one, I believe it's a Canadian movie, and it is a pretty psychological based little horror movie. It's kind of a slasher in the sense of, you know, there's just like one body piling up after another, but at the same time you have like the mental deterioration of a dad and his daughter, and it is a fucked up movie by the end of it. It's basically this family, they're on a road trip, and they run into some lady in the middle of the road, and they stop their car and try to like figure out what's going on. And all of a sudden everything just like goes to shit after they stop their car. It's kind of like one of those where, you know, they're driving around and it's like it's in a loop. So kind of like what It Ends was from last year. And it's a wild movie. Some of the kills are pretty wild. Yeah, I really dug it. Really, really cool one.
I've never heard of it.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
picture the,
I think it's on
the
Prime.
DVD case. I have like some kind of a photographic memory for a lot of movies I've never seen for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
You say the title, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Blockbuster era. I miss it. I miss
Yeah.
seeing all those covers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how I watched. Oh, it's behind me. What is it? The Uninvited. As a kid,
yeah.
it scared me. The poster, and I watched it, and I was like, okay.
Mhm.
Not as scary as the poster, but it was pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got Lynn Shay in like a pretty like, I wouldn't say early because she was in Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was like a one of her like middle of her career performances, and no one fucking talks about it. I think it's really cool. It's on Prime. So if y'all want to check it out, I recommend it. It's not on Blu-ray, unfortunately, but you know,
I will keep that on my radar.
hopefully soon it'll come out.
Nice.
Yeah. Is it so, Cody? Was there another one that you wanted to talk about, or was that the end of your list? Or...
I only wrote down 4, but I'll give one more. So this is one that, again, it's kind of in that category where people would probably debate hidden gem or not, but it's mostly because this movie has been out of print for like multiple generations of physical media that it's become such a hidden gem that nobody can actually watch. And depending on where you are in the world, it's either called Brain Dead or Dead Alive. And this this is a Peter Jackson movie. So for those that aren't aware, before he got lost in Middle Earth and in Skull Island, he actually used to do some really fucking weird horror stuff. The Frighteners is my favorite of his personally, but
it was on my list.
it's a little bit more well known than this one at this point. But this is one that I had always heard of. I had always heard rumblings about it. It always had the reputation of goriest movie ever, which is interesting, but it's not enough for me to like really go seek it out. And we did 31 on 31 on zombie films this last October, and that was one that I wanted to throw on there because I want a reason. I want an excuse to finally cross this off the list. And most times, either because, you know, nostalgia's not there or a movie's dated or people overhyped it. A lot of times when I finally do come around to some of these like really big cult classics, it doesn't necessarily have the magic for me. And this is one that absolutely did, where I watched it and I was like, this is like one of the best fucking movies I've ever seen. I love this. And what I loved about it was it's like a practical effect horror, or a practical effect horror's dream. If you love carnage candy, if you love old school latex effects and puppetry and stop motion and all that crazy stuff, like it literally feels like Peter Jackson just had like a whole list of effects that he wanted to do and then just weaved a movie around it, where he's like, I want this dude to like turn into a human lamp, and I want this thing to be like a giant pus explosion into a bowl of oatmeal, and I want this chick to turn into a giant rat with tits. And it's just like he just comes up with these ways to get you there narratively. And as soon as you feel like you've seen the weirdest, gnarliest, craziest effect, like there's something else coming. So and it's a movie that's got such a distinct sense of humor to it too, that could like, it's right up to the line of almost being too goofy for me, but literally right there. And so that was one that I watched and I was like, damn, I wish I would have grown up watching this one. And hopefully they have like a legit physical media release for it at some point. It's kind of shocking for as much as it's beloved at Shout Factory or somebody hasn't gotten a hold of it. But there is a copy on YouTube I think you can watch. I bought like a Spanish Blu-ray that you can just change the language and kind of work around to get it to work. But if you want to work to watch it, you can. But that's a good one.
I will say, if you go on YouTube right now, you might be able to watch the whole thing.
There you go. That's what I mean. Yeah. Sometimes there's movies like, I think Fright Night Part 2 is on there too, which shocks me. It's like, how the hell's my shit get blocked? And then they got a whole movie out there.
You know, that one and Dead Alive and Near Dark are like two movies I don't understand. Why the hell do they not have domestic?
Near Dark needs a 4K.
Yeah,
I'm literally the only one on this panel that has not seen it.
God, you gotta watch Near Dark. You gotta watch Near Dark.
Jacob, you've been telling me for almost a year at this point to fucking watch it, man.
Literally, it might. I know there's Point Break and all that, but Catherine Bigelow, it might be her best movie. It's so good. It's so good.
I'll like, they just need to put it back in print. Like, I don't understand what the deal is.
I don't know why they would, but I hope they do at some point.
Yeah. But another one that I'll point out as well, one from last year that literally just came and went, Strange Harvest. Like basically has like the style of Lake Mungo, like with its like mockumentary found footage style. But the thing that really took me out of it was by the ending, like when it turns into this like fantastical cult movie. I'm like, you kind of just defeated the purpose of what made the film so interesting beforehand. Was making it feel like you're actually watching a murder documentary about like a serial killer named Mr. Shiny, which if you're like a general audience member watching that film, like you would think in your head, like while you're watching it, like, oh my God, is this shit actually real? Get to the cult. no. Like, I don't know. Just the whole cult thing just really threw me off, and I'm like, I just don't like what I'm watching here. Like, the first 2/3 I absolutely loved. So
I have that thank for teaching me what a blood eagle was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's a really solid one. I saw that. I think it was it was a Fantastic Fest in 2024. Didn't know what it was. It wasn't really on my radar, but the director, Stuart Ortiz, and the guy that plays the detective who's doing a lot of the documentary side of things, Peter Zizzo, I'm pretty sure is his name or whatever. Apparently, Peter watches my channel. So he was like, they were walking out, and he just clocks me, and he's like, Cody, you gotta watch our fucking movie, dude. Holy shit. And like, I'm like, okay, I will. So, we watched that one, and I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. Like you said, like when it starts to get into the fantastical stuff, it kind of loses a little bit of its magic, but it's such a well done documentary that I swear you could put that in front of somebody, and for the first hour plus, they'll think you're watching something real. Like they're convinced. Like, I never heard of this fucking Mr. Smiley.
It's like one of those like, it's like one of those like murder documentaries that you would find like on YouTube or something like that. It's like, and they put it in the film, and it's like, holy shit, this is fucking real. And then cult stuff. Why would they even bother? Like, I don't know, that stuff just really irks me with that film. But other than that, though, it's great. Like, so
yeah. I figure if we want to just go around one more time. I don't know, Cody, you said that you're pretty much out of movies to talk about. I had one more that I really wanted to mention, and it's escaping me.
It's not I wanted to mention it that much.
Oh yeah. Okay, actually. Okay, so one that I know Chris Stuckman always talks about as like a huge inspiration, at least for Shelby Oaks, which also underrated. I don't get the hate for it.
Yes.
Noroi the Curse. I watched it because in his review, or in one of his videos about Shelby Oaks, he was talking about how like the atmosphere of it was just such a unique movie to him, and how they kind of captured like that Blair Witch, Lake Mungo vibe to it. And I went and watched it. It's on Shudder, and checked it out. I was a little confused about what was going on. It was like a interweaving with like TV ads, and I was just like, what is even going on? And you get to like the second act, and it turns into like a murder mystery of sorts, and then it turns into like a possession story. And it is a wild movie. Again, if you don't like found footage, it's not going to be entirely for you. But if you do want to see, if you don't want to see a huge inspiration on Shelby Oaks, that is one that I recommend. Chris Stuckman has said a lot that is a great movie. So I definitely would recommend it. Cool movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either, but knowing that that's one of the inspirations for Shelby Oaks, I'm like, I'll keep it noted.
Yeah,
So,
check it out.
What about you, Jacob?
One more. Okay, I'll do 1.5. I think it's Cody who said this movie before, but I find this movie scary. I don't even think it's a horror movie, but Judgment Night.
Oh yeah.
I find that movie. I find that movie scary. Like when I was a kid, like I was like, "That's Diego from Ice Age." No, that's not. That's not.
Yep.
So I haven't seen it in a hot minute. It's one of my dad's favorite movies. My dad loves that movie, and so I remember watching it when I was like little, and it just scared me. Like I think it was like him whistling, and like the scene where they're trying to cross the roof, whatever. Like that scared me as a kid. So I'm gonna say Judgment Night, but I could look that up and it could say action movie, but I find it scary.
It's a thriller. It's a thriller.
You would? Okay, I haven't seen it in a while, so I really don't even remember. I know Cuba Gooding, Emilio Estevez, the guy from Entourage. So I mean, I remember the movie. I just it's been a minute since I've seen it.
Yeah, I love that one. And
what's a good one?
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's creepy about that movie, or at least intimidating about it, where it like kind of puts you on edge, is like it's one of those few movies where you watch people like run away from a threat and continuously stop instead of
Yeah.
just hightailing it. They continuously keep stopping, and the threat keeps catching up to them, but not in a way where it like stretches a lot of believability because they're in such a bad part of town where it's like a labyrinth in and of itself. And the way that they shoot it in different sections of the town, and then trying to do the sewers and in apartments, and it's a really, really effective movie. That's a good call out. I love that one.
Then
I
if
guess I'm
Cody
the odd one
approves of that one, then that's my last one.
There you go.
I guess I'm the odd one out. That's the I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one yet, but it
Yeah,
is on
I've seen that
Prime.
one too.
I'll watch that.
It's a solid one. I don't love the movie, but I've only watched it once.
I really
So,
like it.
but I remember enjoying it.
Mhm.
But last one I'll talk about. We haven't really talked much about like horror comedies, so I'm gonna bring this one into the picture. Idle Hands.
Yes.
I love Idle Hands. Like, I just love that concept of a guy's hand, just one hand, possessed by the devil,
Mhm.
and he just starts killing people in like the most goriest way, and he has no control over it. Like, he throws a freaking like buzzsaw at like through his like at his friend, and it like, ugh.
That's one of the
Good
few
ass-
horror comedies that to me is genuinely hilarious while being really dark and twisted. But like that,
Yeah.
especially Seth Green, and I'm forgetting the actor's name who plays him. He's in Daredevil and everything now. But those two together as like the stoner friends are just gold in every scene that they're in. I like when his parents are dead and he's like, guys, and they're like, what the fuck? And then they walk right past him to the music video and they're like, "Yeah." Or you got
I just love that part, like when the guy's trying to give his friends like to give Anton's dad like CPR, just going like,
yeah.
and he's like,
what are you doing, man? Yeah.
it's like CPR, man. I saw it on Baywatch.
Yeah. You got that, or when they're trying to make the burrito and he already like microwaved his hand, so there's blood and skin all over the microwave, and they're like, man, you think we should clean this? He's like, oh yeah, while we're at it, we can clean the whole fucking house. He just puts it in there.
Or when
Oh,
they
it's
try to cut
classic.
off his hand, and Seth Green's like grabs like a electric knife. He's like,
Yeah.
look at me, I'm Leatherface.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a classic. I love that
There's so many great iconic scenes in that film that just really stand out. Like when Anton is trying to convince like the whole high school crowd that his hand is on the loose.
one. Mm-hmm.
Dexter Holland of The Offspring comes in and is like, hey kids, you had your fun. Now it's time to get back to the real action. Grabs him by the scalp and then yeet.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike. How they do this shit back in the day is just beyond me.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
so
yeah.
what do you got?
Noah's got an elite poll in the comments. Bubba the redneck werewolf.
Never heard of that. But oh wait, yeah, let's speak on the burrito scene. Like when the guy's like eating it and it's like spewing out of his neck. Ew, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yep.
So what's their solution? Duct tape his neck.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Like
There's a lot of classic lines in that.
Or
He's
just-
we're trying to get his buddy to bring the weed over. This ain't Domino's, you lazy bitch. Bring your ass over here.
or when his friends are telling him about the big bright white light at the end of the tunnel.
Mhm.
He's like, so what happened? We just figured, fuck it. It was too far.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Even just talking about it, I want to watch it again.
Mhm.
It's so funny.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for that Souls Trench Coat. Yeah, it's great. So I think that might
All right.
cover it. Like I think those are all the films that we might as well mention for tonight. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching that came into the chat tonight. Thank you, Jacob, for joining, and of course, thank you to Cody for coming on, man.
Hell
It's great
yeah.
meeting you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so stay tuned for next week. We got a double spoiler talk coming up. We got Iron Lung and Send Help, which I'm really excited about. So, and we might also talk about some of the best and worst of January horror, which
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to. So,
You'd be surprised how many good ones are on there, despite
Oh.
the stigma.
yep. Mm-hmm.
You can find a lot
There's
of bad ones.
There's a lot to discuss, man. There's a lot to discuss. But thank you once again to everybody that came into the chat, and thank you guys once again for joining. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Peace out.
Peace.